on my back. A lot. But why? Won't I injure myself? Let's talk bench press. Right. You'd think with the amount of times I've been told I was going to break my back bench pressing, I wasn't trying to bench 80 kilos, but instead trying to go toe-to-toe with Johnny Sins. Like, first of all, I don't even know what people think is going to happen when they say I'll break my back. Like, do you mean it'll break this way, or this way, or fucking this way? So yeah, neither of these happen in real life. To injure your spine, you need axial load to heavy field discs to slip out. Basically, unless you already have back pain, you're not going to hurt your back on the bench press. And snap it? Yeah, no way. If you're still not convinced, because there's no vertical pressure on the spine, the bench press is basically the same as doing the cobra pose in yoga. So imagine being in a yoga class and just... yeah, probably not happening. If a 40-year-old woman could do it, your skinny 17-year-old ass could probably do it too. Now that you know you're not going to break your back on the bench press, it's time to move on to the... So, let's take a look at these two deadlifts. Surely these guys are both risking their backs, right? Well, let's see. You commonly hear that your back should be perfectly straight when doing the deadlift. The problem with this is it's more of an RDL, and you'll be hard pressed to find someone who swears by this method pulling more than 120 kgs. That's only the guys who weigh as much as a fucking Samsung fridge. So, depending on your proportions, a good deadlift might look like this, or it might look a bit more like this. You see, my proportions are, well, dead on balls average. This is because my wingspan is the same as my height. This means, for powerlifting, my proportions are fucking wank. This is because if you want to be a good deadlifter, you have to have the wingspan of Thor Bjornsson while being no more than 4 feet tall. All this means is that to pull the most weight, I gotta get into this position. I mean, look at my back, surely I'm gonna get injured doing this, right? Well... no, it's completely safe. But to understand why, first we need to look at the anatomy of the spine. Basically, all you need to know is that there's two different parts of the spine, the thoracic and lumbar spine. There's a lot of difference between these two, but for this example, all you need to know is that the thoracic is meant to bend naturally and the lumbar is meant to stay relatively straight. Since the spine is pretty complicated and well outside my grasp as a shitty PNG to explain to you, need to know is that this means that when you deadlift with a rounded back, well, around the thoracic spine, you're just strengthening the part of your back that's meant to naturally bend through day-to-day life anyway. This, along with a few techniques, are keeping the risk on my back relatively low. The first technique you should be aware of when doing maximal deadlifts is the slack pull. Pulling the slack is this motion right here. It basically means pulling with your lats before you pull off the ground. This allows you to go gradually instead of going from 0 to 100 in about half a second. And looking like yeah. The next and probably most important thing keeping you from injury is to brace. So bracing is breathing into your diaphragm. That air in your stomach acts like a cushion, protecting your lumbar spine from bending too much. I won't go too in depth on how it works in this video, but I've linked some videos in the description that taught me. Please feel free to give them a watch because the brace is genuinely one of the most important things to keep yourself safe while doing any of the big 3 lifts, not just the deadlift. Now let's go back and look at the 2 videos from the start. See setup, brace, slack pull, neutral lumbar, pull. Huh, looks like both of them are safe.